Hello and welcome to the second edition of Sticks and Stones. I'm so excited to have my friend and colleague here, business colleague, Don Kramer.
Hello.
Say hi.
Hi, Michelle. Hi, everybody.
And I just have to give a shout out to everybody that offered such amazing support for the first show. I'm very excited about this platform. So, what we're going to do is we're going to go over one of my words and I'm going to kind of tell you the story about it. And then for the second segment, Don is going to share one of his words with us. So that's exciting. All right, so I shared my word with you, didn't I?
A little bit. We've been sharing it for a little while.
We have.
Yeah.
And that is one of the reasons why I chose this word this time, because literally I think 8 out of 10 people that I talk to throughout the week are going through this. And I know Don has been too this year. So, the word is, I feel like I'm on a game show.
Today's word
is shift. S-H-I-F-T. So there's an F in there. Shift. I have been speaking with, and Don and I have been going through it, just a shift within, our careers and some of our dreams and our goals and our ambitions. But I was thinking about how to explain this. So I have a visual here that I'm going to show you. One of my passions is design, so I figured what better way to explain this than do some fun graphics for you. So here's the first one. I hope you guys can see this. So I have a circle with a whole bunch of circles inside of it. And that is my design and marketing industry. And what's really cool is Don, actually, that's where we work together in that space. Don is one of the best website developers and marketers that I've ever met. And him and I have worked together for what now? 6 years?
6 years now.
6 years. Damn. Time flies. Have worked in that space together. So, about 2 years ago, here I am. I'm right here. I'm in this space. And I've been in this space for about 20 years, 11 of it owning my own business. And then about 2 years ago, this other little circle pops up. This new opportunity circle over here. So, I started to realize a shift in just my thinking and what I wanted to do with my life. It really, it opened up my mind, this new opportunity. So, with that being said, I also found a newfound passion. So I found a newfound passion, and I'll let you guys know what that is in a second as we go through these boards. But then what happened was, I have new dreams and goals. So, as I'm going over these last 2 years, I have all these things that are coming into my life, and I was like, how on earth do I kind of encompass all of this? And I started to feel this shift happening. And as I'm going, all these buckets are getting a little bit bigger, but some little circles within these buckets are actually getting less. So I was really working through what I wanted to do within each of these buckets. So I felt this shift occurring. So there's the next board. And this is really, it's starting to work itself out. So through the help of personal development and going through exercises and talking with, my friend and colleague over here, brainstorming even about what he's going through, he's been a pivotal help, in this change and this shift that we're going through. I started to really work out these 4 buckets. So here they are. They're all organized now. So I know I have a clear picture of what I want to do within each of these 4 segments. And at the very end, here's what it all is going to look like. So it's a personal brand, and this is the first time I've actually announced this out into the public that I am creating for myself, which I'm very excited about. So my word is shift, and to visually help you guys see it, I did this because it's shifting. And I think that we are all shifting, especially this year for some reason. Would you agree
Oh,
with that?
absolutely. Yeah, no. Shift's one of many of those types of words explaining what's going on in 2018, but I think shift is right up what you're doing. Right.
Have you felt the shift
Oh, yes.
within your own life?
We could call it a pivot, we could call it a shift, but shift is a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
And I think shift, throughout the years maybe, or even still today, might have a negative connotation to it at times because it, shaking it up, changing it, you're kind of discombobulated, for a little bit through that process. Would you agree?
Oh, yeah. No, exactly. Yeah. It's going back thousands of years. Everyone fears changing or getting out of their comfort zone.
Right.
Staying at home.
Right. And when you start to shake things up,
Yes.
you can seem a little scattered because you're just trying to figure out, what do I want to do? How do I want it to all look? How do I put all the pieces together? How do I know what the hell to tell people I'm doing?
Exactly. Yeah.
So, shift is okay. Shift is actually a good thing, I think. Because there comes a time when we're just ready. We're ready for a change, or we have a new opportunity, or we find something that's a new passion. On my board, one of the new passions I found was speaking. I really enjoy speaking and hosting workshops. I never in a million years, you guys, would have thought that would have been coming out of my mouth. I was scared to death. I remember when I first started networking to even stand up for 20 seconds and say what I do. Shaking in my shoes. And the show was part of the speaking bubble that I have, that speaking bucket. So I think shift is a good thing. But I wanted to leave you guys with some tips on if you feel like you're going through this or that you need a change and you're not quite sure how that looks or how to organize it. So writing it down is a really good thing. And my business coach, Missy Day, goes through this process called fishbones. I actually have these documents if you need me to send you one. So here's what the blank one looks like. So it's your goal in the middle, and then you have 4 legs of the different things that you need to reach those goals. And then you break them down within each 4 buckets. So it's very, very helpful to get it out on the piece of paper. I know that you've done something similar to that, maybe not in that fashion.
Not quite fishbones, but similar approach where you brainstorm and expand out.
And have buckets.
Buckets and bubbles. And
Donna and I talk a lot about buckets.
we like buckets.
We like buckets. You gotta have stuff contained in those buckets and organize them. But I just want to show you guys this too. So this is a fishbone that I did for one of my other goals earlier in the year, all filled out. And it's kind of fun. You can draw a little fish head on it too. So you can get some of your creative skills out.
A cute fish.
It is a cute fish. It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
So that is my word that I wanted to share with you guys today, shift. S-H-I-F-T. It's okay to shift. I encourage it with many people. I just think you really have to drill down and make sure that you know what you're doing. And even if you don't know what you're doing, go through the process to get there, to really kind of do some self-discovery and let the shift happen.
Yeah.
What do you think?
No, I think you need to let the shift happen. I mean, sometimes, you might be trying to force it.
Right? True.
And, sometimes to get you going. And then sometimes, you start building some momentum and speed, and you might see some new things along the way that you didn't even notice that might be additional opportunities or situations that you might want to enjoy.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, so that kind of brings me to another word, open-minded.
Okay, yeah.
So during your shift, to be open-minded.
Yeah.
Oh, you got 2 words for the price of 1.
Exactly. Be observant.
And be observant. Oh, there's just a whole bunch of value here with words today.
Yeah, we're just stacking up words. We're just going to write them all down over here.
We're going to put words in buckets.
Words in buckets. This could be a new game.
Right. All right, guys, we are coming up to the end of the first segment, so we will see you back here in a few minutes, and Don will share his word with us. See you.
Gene Wood's Racing Experience, named for the racing veteran and 3-time champion, packs big racing action into extremely fast, high-performance karts that let you battle the other competitors side by side, just inches off the ground. Though the Las Vegas Strip provides a glittering backdrop, to the drivers at Gene Wood's Racing Experience, the blinking lights are all a blur. Behind the wheel of the high-performance karts, you'll zip around the half-mile track at speeds faster than other standard racing karts' top speeds. Drivers learn to commandeer the speedy karts through an instructional video before they are let loose onto the curving track for 10 heart-pounding laps. We are located at 121 East Sunset Boulevard in Las Vegas, Nevada.
You know what? It's time to go racing. Let's get her done!
Hi, I'm Daylin Woods. Welcome to Woods Family Sandwiches. I've always had a passion for food. When I lived in England, I owned my own restaurant. Then when we moved back to the United States, an opportunity came to open a sandwich shop, and I just wanted to get back into it. We have here at Woods Family Sandwiches wraps as well as salads and soups. We offer only the finest ingredients to our customers. We have boar's head meats and cheeses. We have fresh bread, fresh produce, great soups daily that we prepare for our customers, kosher whole pickles, Deep River Kettle One chips. We have a variety of wraps, or you can make any sub a wrap, any sub a salad. Come on in for our daily specials. We are located at 931 American Pacific, number 106, Henderson, or call us for your deliveries or pickups at 702-826-2230. Here at Woods Family Sandwiches, we're family owned and operated.
We are looking forward to seeing you.
Hello and welcome back to Sticks and Stones. So I realized that on my first segment and even on my last show, I never introduced myself. I introduced my guest, which is Don Kramer. I am Michelle Poe. So that, if you didn't know who I was, now you know, Michelle Poe. And quickly to explain what Sticks and Stones is about, we've all heard that line, sticks and stones will break my bones, but words will never hurt me. And I'm going to call BS on that. I think words are so important in our lives, positive, negative, things we tell ourselves or, you know, what we're hearing from other people, that they can really shape our mindset and the actions in our life and the choices. So I'm here to create a platform for us to share stories about those words and how we have overcome them, gone through them, or even the positive words that we attach to our lives that keep us going. So on that note, let's see what Don's word is and the interesting story he has to tell us. Don, which word?
Michelle, well, I'd say about just under a year ago, we had a different word.
We did.
Than what we're talking about today. And what happened was last year we both had a good year working together, lots of projects. But we were working morning, noon, night, weekends, and we both finished up the year and just kind of went, okay, do we want to go through that all again? Because we had a good year, but it was just all work and no play. And we were looking for some, like, are we going to want to do this?
Right. And for any of you guys joining us quickly, I handled the design and the branding, and Don was the web developer and marketer, online marketer. So we worked very closely together and worked well.
Yeah.
So that's the space we were in.
Yeah, so we were working with our clients. We were spending more time worrying about what our clients were doing, make sure their businesses were successful, trying to deliver, and you know, with a small boutique firm like us, it was difficult. So we both said we both weren't speaking to each other outside of our projects, But one thing we were both thinking at the same time, saying we need to make a change.
Right.
And my word today is starts about that moment in time, and that was, my word is uncomfortable. Because I'm like, okay, how am I going to broach this subject to say, okay, hey, we had a great year, but I need to do something different. And how do you tell your partner of business over the last several years, we've focused and committed to this, to say, I need to go somewhere else.
Right.
I need to do something else. So, so I'm thinking through what I'm doing, and I said, okay, we're honest with each other, we're upfront with each other. Let's just lay the cards out. Let's talk about it. And lo and behold, you're thinking the exact same thing. Now, you're thinking to do something different, but
Right.
You're like, okay, I'm not repeating what we just went through.
Did you have a sense of relief?
Oh, bigly.
Right.
Big time. So
We were both on the same page in our heads
Yeah.
of, okay, something's got to change, but we didn't tell one another that.
So, with Michelle, that's evolved into shift. With myself, I made probably a bigger shift. And when you make a bigger shift, you start becoming uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Even if you are an entrepreneur or something of that nature, if you start doing something different than what you've done to date, it's scary, it's new, it's different,
How are people going to react?
How are people going to react?
Can I do this?
Exactly. Will I, am I going to be breaking out the boxes of top ramen to
Right.
get by? That worked well, in college, but not later on in life. So, uncomfortable, we all heard the adage, no pain, no gain. Classic example, go to the gym. Okay, yeah, the first couple of times you're going to be uncomfortable. But if you stick to it, you have a plan, and that's the key. Michelle knows me. I'm a planner. I'm sort of, okay, we come up with a plan, we figure out a process, we vet it, we get some eyeballs in it, and that helps you sort of overcome your fear of failure, you overcome a fear of pain or anxiety, and allows you to challenge yourself and be uncomfortable. Because I think if we get uncomfortable, that means we're learning new things.
Right, we're growing.
We're growing. We're feeling. We can sort of stay in our bubble, stay in our shell. We're both not wired that way.
We are constantly asking ourselves and others, well, what if we did this? Hey,
Yeah.
what do you think about this? Hey, I have an idea.
Exactly. And actually, I was speaking to somebody earlier this morning, and she brought up the word uncomfortable. Hey, this. It's like, okay, I guess this is a good word. I'm gonna stick with this one. But if you're not trying something, you don't win a war by trying to win the right battle. You win a war by winning many battles, and you're going to lose some. But the key is let's win a few more than we lost.
Right.
So I'm in an uncomfortable state right now, but I'm not saying it's a bad state. But I decided, after some research, some thinking, consulting with Michelle on it, and I decided to make a shift into the real estate market. I'm going to be here for a long time. We both went through the process about the same time of buying a home. I enjoy the process. I feel like I can bring some added value to clients, from the digital side of things.
Right.
So that built my confidence level and my plan to go and get uncomfortable. And there's also a lot of joy in being uncomfortable because I've met a lot of new people.
Right.
I've also learned a lot of new things. I'm also honing things and improving upon some of the things that probably a little bit were kind of a weak spot.
It
So-
gives you back a spark.
Yeah, exactly. There's a bit of a resurgence, kind of a fire inside. And sometimes, as we go through life, we need to keep the sparks going. We need to keep the fire going. We need to keep pushing the edge of the envelope. And that's, the great news is having a great friend and colleague like Michelle. She's been the most supportive in this type of situation. In a lot of cases, those types of things, could be like a business divorce. Could be kind of not a lot of fun. But,
right. And I got to tell you, which, I think you know this from my reaction, but when you did share that with me, I was very excited.
Yeah.
One of the cool things about Dawn and myself, but probably anybody who's shifting, is, you build up tools and skill sets and knowledge and connections, throughout your life, whatever it is you're doing. And when you make your shift or your pivot, all those things go with you still.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And sometimes, when you make this change, you might even ask yourself, boy, I should have did this 5 or 6 years sooner.
Right.
Yeah, maybe. But honestly, if it was 5 or 6 years sooner, we wouldn't have met.
Right.
We wouldn't have also probably honed our practices and our skill sets quite as well.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And so everything we have built has been built to what we're doing today. So, you embrace that, feel proud of it, and move forward.
It's okay to shift. And honestly, being uncomfortable, I think is such a great thing, because it gets you out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
It gets you out of your box, and it can open your mind up and open up the possibilities to so many different things that you didn't even realize could happen, or maybe that you like to do or are really good at.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. No, exactly. And, a great classic example. It's real estate, like a newbie, open houses. I've actually enjoyed every open house I've done because I get to meet new people, answer questions. A lot of them are moving into Las Vegas, so I get to talk to them about what it's been like to live here and what we've seen over the last many years here in Las Vegas. So, sometimes you need to try it out. Now, then I'll probably be making another uncomfortable shift. I need to step up a little gym time and things like that, and not eat quite as much nice, rich foods. But
shift can happen in all areas
exactly.
of our lives. I think I'm on that same page with you.
And we can, So I'm kind of choosing my next point to be when I choose to be uncomfortable.
Right. Thank you guys so much for joining us. The support, like I said, is just amazing. And thank you for being on here and being uncomfortable, a little vulnerable, sharing your story. I appreciate that.
No, thank you.
And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.